Hello there, and welcome to the How to Market Your Horse Business podcast with Denise Alvarez. I'm so glad you're joining me here today. Now, very quickly, I'll give an introduction, and then we will jump into the continuation of last week's episode, right? So, in case for new friends, my name is Denise, as I said, and through my business, Storm Lily Marketing, I get to help horse business owners like you convert your website visitors into your customers. And that really just means we turn the people that visit your website into your paying customers. And I do that through coaching, as well as website design and content, email marketing strategy, and Social Stride, my monthly coaching program. And I do each of these things, and I created this podcast here because I love to help horse business owners like you get to do more of what you really enjoy doing, right? So whether that's being out on the back of the horse or working more one-on-one with your own clients, I want to help you to do that, right? Or maybe you're selling products and services to the equine industry, and I want to help you do more of that as well. And I know that marketing is not everybody's favorite, or maybe you just don't have time to dig into it, and so you want to come here and find out what you need to know. And so I'm so glad you're here, and that's what we do here on the podcast, right? So every week I give you some step-by-step strategies, some how-tos to help you see what's possible when you market your horse business, and then guide you through that process to make it happen. Now, one of the ways that I do that, right, is by sharing with you some of the tools and apps that help you out along the way. Now, as I said last week, I know that tech is maybe not everyone's favorite thing, but if you want to grow your business, meaning I don't mean it has to be growing like everybody else's, but the way that you want to, right? You want to reach more people with your message. You want to help more horses. You want to sell more products and services for that reason. And I believe that technology can help you do that, right? So it does not have to be a bad thing. It does not have to be a scary word. I'm here to help simplify your life, right? So last week we did that by talking about 3 of my favorite tools that I think can help everyday horse business owner with their business. So we talked about Google Drive, we talked about Canva, and we talked about MailerLite last week. So if you have not listened to episode number 62, once we get done here today, head over to episode 62. You can go to any of your favorite podcast listeners, or just go to stormlily.com/62. It'll get you straight there to the show notes on my website where you can also listen. So today we're rounding out our top 6 with our final 3. And I've got 3 really good ones for you, of course. And as I said, there are free versions for everything I'm sharing with you. So do not think that has to be a cost associated just to jump in and get started. As you grow, you may find that you want to pay for additional features, but you definitely don't have to. And this first one, number 4 on our list, actually comes freely installed on your smartphone. And that is a calendar. Now, I'm not specifying which one I believe you should use because there are a lot of great tools out there. But to be honest, if you have a Gmail account, you have a great Google Calendar available to you. If you happen to use a phone that is an Android, then you can connect the two. It'll be right there on your phone using your Google account. If you have an iPhone, you have the Apple Calendar and you have that available to you. And honestly, if you want to take it a step further, you can sync those together as well. You can put your Google Calendar on your Apple, Google how to do it. It's really not that hard. You'll just use your sign in for your Google account, and then you can see your Google Calendar on your phone as well. But here's why I think it's so important. There's a couple things, right? So first of all, the great thing about this is that you can have access to your schedule no matter where you're at. Now, I know some of you are diehards about the paper version. And I use a daily planner, so I get it. I love my daily paper version of my planner. However, I also like whenever I am out somewhere and I need to make an appointment, I can easily get on my phone and see what my availability is. No matter what your business is, right? Whether you're doing, maybe you're doing equine massage, maybe you're doing some other therapies, and so you're out at barns regularly, maybe you're a farrier and you're out there regularly, then you need to be able to have access to your schedule in that moment, right? And when things change, you need to be able to easily change it. Yes, you could say, I always have my paper one handy with me, but I guarantee you there's times that you wish you had it and you don't. Now, the other great thing is that when you put it on your calendar, you can set it up to remind you of things, right? I'm sure that you have forgotten something along the way and wish that you had a better way to remember than just the sticky note on the wall. It's okay. You're not the only one. That's why they created this. So use the calendar, put things on there, set a reminder. You are a horse business. We talked about this. If you were in the goal setting workshop I hosted a couple weeks ago, we talked about how a lot of people don't treat their business as a business, right? They treat it as a hobby. And what I want you to do is determine that you have a business and you're going to treat it as such. And therefore, you're going to keep a schedule. You're going to schedule things out. Now, the other great thing that you can do when a lot of people will say things like, I don't have time to do X, Y, Z. Well, what I want you to do is pull out that calendar and block out that time, right? So I've shared on this podcast some ways that you can engage on social media in 5 to 10 minutes a day. How do you do that? You pull out your phone and you schedule that 15-minute block that you're going to dedicate to doing that. Or maybe it's checking in with past customers or existing customers. Don't think that you only have to put external appointments on your calendar, right? It's a really good idea to make appointments with yourself. Block out that time. And when someone asks you if you can go to lunch or go to coffee, then you can say, oh man, I'm so sorry. I have an appointment then. It doesn't always have to be an external appointment. You have an appointment with yourself and for your business, and that matters, right? So take the time to use your calendar to actually plan out your days intentionally, not just in a reactionary way, okay? All right, so tool number 4 is your calendar. Super handy. Use it, okay? Okay, number 5 is called Dropbox. Now, this may be new to you and maybe not, but I didn't want to pass over it because it is a very helpful tool for storing your files. So I know that in episode 62, I shared with you about Google Drive and storing files there. The difference is in Dropbox, it's not necessarily created for you to be able to go in and edit and create. It really is a storage mechanism. So, for example, if you have a ton of photos that you need to share with somebody, I can tell you 2 clients right off the top of my head that I've worked with recently for their website. And when I asked them for photos, for those high quality photos that we've talked about that go on your website, they were able to send me a link to a Dropbox folder where they had their photos stored and easily accessible. So the great thing is when you have large photos or large images, you can't really just email those, and you shouldn't. It's going to block up your email if you try to do a whole bunch. But if you use Dropbox, then you can easily share a bunch of images at one time or videos. So typically, to be honest, it can be, you can store any of those things that we've talked about with Google Drive. You could save your, maybe use Microsoft, right? So you can save those types of files into Dropbox. But what I'm recommending here specifically is that you consider using it for your media files, your photos and your videos, things like that, right? It's very good storage. They have good pricing. There is a free one. And then if you have to pay for more, you can. You could sync it to your computer, meaning whatever's on your computer, you tell it to back up to Dropbox. So some people use it as a backup to their computer, just in terms of files, not the whole computer. But it really is a great thing because, again, it's accessible wherever you are. So when you save those things on Dropbox, and if you have the app on your phone, then you could share those and access those at any time. Or obviously, if you're on the internet at any other place, you can sign in to Dropbox and you can get them that way as well. Now, you can also still organize by folder inside of Dropbox, and I would recommend that. So, for example, those clients I worked with, they were able to organize their photos by sections of the farm or disciplines they're involved in, or family photos or farm photos, that type of thing. So it's a good idea. You don't want it to get too out of control where it's not helpful anymore. But the point is, I definitely think Dropbox is a great tool for storing those types of files. Okay, friend, you've made it to number 6. Okay, now this one, I'm excited because it's something that I think may be a little unexpected for you. So to be honest, I did almost put a productivity tool here for you, a project management tool. And if you want to know what I use, I'd be happy to share it with you. But I decided to do something a little easier and more quickly functional for you. All right. So one of the questions that I often get inside of my free Facebook group and as I work with people is they struggle with knowing what to post, how to create content that their customers are going to want, or what are people asking for. And this tool is going to help you with that. It is a website called Answer the Public, and literally you go to answerthepublic.com. And then on this site, you're going to type in either a topic or a brand or a product. They suggest 1 or 2 words is best. And what you do is you type that in and it's going to tell you what people on the internet are asking about. So it is just an aggregator of information that is out there already. And it takes that and it puts it into ideas that's going to give you content, whether it's for your social media, whether it's for your products, whether it is articles, blog posts, all of those things. It's going to give you a ton of information related to the topic or the brand or the product that you put in there to search for. So you're thinking, Denise, what is that? What good does that do me, right? Well, if you're an equine photographer, go in there and search equine photography, and then it's going to tell you some ideas of things that people are asking related to equine photography. So it's going to give you information that maybe you need to make sure you have on your website and the things that you need to make sure you are answering right there on your website. Or as you describe your products and your services to people, then it's going to give you that information as well. Or maybe you're trying to figure out some social media posts that would serve your audience well. You may get some ideas from this also. Maybe you train horses. Maybe you put in the specific discipline that you're focused on, right? And you figure out what are people asking? What don't people know that you assume that they know that's related to what it is that you do? So it's totally free to get started. Of course, if you want to search a whole bunch, then there's a paid version, but I encourage you to just go in and try it out. Like I said, it's called answerthepublic.com. I will have a link over at the show notes, stormlily.com/63 for you. And the cool thing is that you can actually download those answers for future reference. So use that free option and then go ahead and download those and you can refer back to it as needed. Okay, there you have it. Those are my top 6 tools last week and this week. I combined them together for you to make it super easy for you to consume and take action. So if you have any questions about any of the tools last week or this week, please feel free to reach out. If we are not friends on social media, if you're not connected with me there, I would love to connect with you. It's just Storm Lily Marketing. I do have a Facebook page that is How to Market Your Horse Business as well. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help, as I said, right? So just reach out. But I will be back again next week with a brand new episode for you. So make sure that if you are not signed up for my emails, I would love to let you know when I send out a new episode. So you can just go to stormlily.com/podcast and get on my email list. And I would love to let you know every week what we're talking about here on the podcast. All right. Okay, thanks so much for joining me here. I hope this has been super helpful for you, and I'll see you again next week. Have an awesome day.